Welcome to another episode of Sports and Discourse with your host, Derek Stevenson. And on today's episode, Kentucky versus Jackson State, Rupp Arena. Kentucky handled business once again. And I'm to the point now where I'm pretty confident that when Kentucky plays non-Power 5 conferences, that they are going to handle business. They have been dropping a lot of 40 balls on people. And last night was no exception. Shout out to Jackson State, but they just did not have enough to play with Kentucky. Kentucky handled them 108-59, and I'm not gonna lie. After the first couple of games, I think fans were a little concerned that, they seen a couple of dry spells within this offense where it didn't look like it was clicking, and it got ugly out there a couple times. And Mark Pope had came out and made some statements that, he basically was telling us to just relax. These guys can shoot, and at some point they will shoot their way back into any ball game that they're in, and that's what they've been doing. I mean, they might have a couple of minutes here and there where they go dry, but once they start to heat up again, they one of the best scoring teams in the country, and I do believe that that's going to translate into their Power 5 schedule. We're going to have some tests coming up soon. I think our first test is going to be against Clemson, and we'll really get to see what these boys are made of. I know we got to see a little bit of it against Duke. I like the idea that no matter what, it seems that these guys are hungry to play defense, and they're going to try to defend no matter if they're shooting good or if they're playing bad. I just like the idea that they will go out and defend no matter what. And one more thing before we get into these highlights, I was a little concerned with Kobe Barea at first, because in the exhibition games, I don't know if it was because Mark Pope was trying to play everybody a decent amount. He was running the whole team. He was getting Noah and Perry more minutes, and that's kind of toned down a little bit. Even Chandler and Almanor's minutes have scaled back a little bit. I know Almanor and Chandler still going to be probably a decent part of things going forward. But, the Kentucky boys, they kind of had to take a little bit of a seat, and maybe that opened up things for Barea. But, he kind of struggled. He looked a little like out of balance, or like he wasn't sure where he fit in the offense. And then as soon as the regular season started, he just been on fire. I think at one point he was shooting 71% from three, and last night he went 5 for 8 for three. So he just continues to be one of the best shooters that may have ever came through Kentucky. I know it's still early in the season, but if he continues, shooting the ball like he did last year, he's probably going to go down as one of the greatest shooters to ever put on the Kentucky Wildcat uniform. He led the nation last year. I think he shot over 50%, and it looks like he's going to continue and lead it again for the second year in a row. It's obvious that he's one of the best shooters in the country, and he gave us 22 last night. I think he's gave us, I think he's given us over 18 in every single official game this year. So love what he's doing. All right, enough of that. Let's get into some of these highlights while we check this out. Jackson Robinson, man, he had, as we see him hit the three right there, Jackson had made a statement where he said that he felt like his body language was a little off-putting against Duke. We know he struggled. So he said he's working on trying to be a better leader. And I think Mark Pope kind of gave him some encouraging words and told him, he just got to continue to go after it, continue to be aggressive. And he did, man. He got out there last night, 14 points. He took 10 threes, and that's just what Jackson is going to do. Jackson is going to put it up, man. And, once he catches fire, he's going to definitely give us some offense. But Lamont Butler, as we can see, Lamont was doing his thing as well. Lamont always gives us the steady numbers, man. He gave us 4 rebounds, 5 assists, 11 points. That's just kind of what he does. He's going to be all over the court making stuff happen. And obviously, we can't say enough about Otega Tron Owe. 21 points, He didn't really shoot the three that well. He was 1 for 4, but he shot very efficient from the floor overall, 8 for 12. So Otagatron was doing what he does. One of the things that, Otagatron does really well is he gets after it on defense, and he going to get some transition buckets for himself. There's Almanor again. He gave us 10 off the bench, 2 for 5 from 3, and 50% from the field. And obviously, Kobe Bryant, man, just went absolutely bonkers again. And that's what, we can probably continue to see. This is one of the things that just surprises me that I love about this Kentucky team is I love that the big man can start and run the fast break for Kentucky because, and just when you see right there, hold on, let me run that back, man. Let me run that back because I just like, I love Amari Williams' ability to play make for his teammates, man. Amari's a nice passer, man. But look at this, man. I mean, we got big men running the court, passing it to other big men, and that play right there was crazy, man. When you got your centers officially that's throwing bounce passes and hitting guys backdoor to the basket for dunks. I mean, I just can't say enough about Williams' playmaking ability, man. He's just always going to put the scores in, a position to get buckets, and he makes it easy for them. But like I said, right there, you see, man, just Ortega gets after it on defense, man. And so does Butler, obviously. Butler, I had one of my friends, one of my mentors, if you will. He was concerned about our point guard situation. He said we don't really got a true point guard. And I know, after the first game, a lot of people was a little concerned that, or maybe actually it was against Duke, I can't remember, but a lot of people was concerned that we don't have ability to, look at that right there, man. We don't have the ability to break people down off the dribble. But Lamont, man, whether he breaks people down off the dribble or not, I love Lamont's game, man. Lamont gets after it on that defensive end, and he going to score some buckets. He going to disrupt. He going to rebound. He going to get some assists. He just does it all. And, like I said, once this team gets hot, they just going to score. And look at Williams right there. Williams is just one of those guys. Williams' motor, man, he just don't stop hustling. He don't give up on the play. Right there, he took his man to the rack. He didn't get the greatest shot that he was probably looking for. And he just continued to stay in the play and tip dunked his own miss, man. And there's Chandler driving to the rack. And I do believe that Chandler is going to eventually I think Chandler is one of those guys that by the end of the season, he's going to be more productive. And once again, there's Carr to Garrison. Our big man, all three of our big men are pretty good playmakers, man. They kind of got a really good instinct to hit the open man, as you can see right as I'm explaining it. We got Brandon right there throwing it out to Barea for a 3. So we just got 3 big men that can just make plays for the shooters, and we got so many snipers that they just always seeing the floor. They always hitting guys. The big men are really patient. Like, they actually get the ball and don't just automatically try to score. Like, they really are good at, like, feeling things out. And there's Travis Perry off the bench giving us a 3 ball. And I think Travis is another one that I think once, him and Noah get a little bit older, they get a little bit more confident in what they can do. Their shooting ability is going to fit perfectly for Mark Pope. I just hope that they stay patient and they continue to wait their turn and stay with Kentucky. Eventually, probably in their junior year, they're going to be some ballers, man. I think they're going to be able to give you 12 plus a game. Just playing in this system is going to be perfect for them. But like I said, I really love the idea of us having big men that are patient. They don't just look to score. They actually run the offense. And like I said, I kind of seen it when I was profiling the players before the season started, I definitely seen it in Williams. But I didn't know Garrison and Carr was gonna be as decent as they are. I definitely Garrison definitely surprised me because I'm gonna be honest with you, I didn't really give him as much credit as he may have deserved. I kind of was looking at him to be one of those guys that would probably be finding his way a little bit later in the season. But he's been playing really good. He's just been real steady. He gave us 8 rebounds, 6 assists, and 6 points. He's just one of those guys too. Like, you could just put the ball in his hand. He's gonna be patient. He's looking. He's feeling his way around. He's just seeing what's happening on the court. And he will try to score if it unfolds that way. But he's always looking to hit one of those snipers. And I love that these guys play so well together. They always seem to just be trying to find whoever's open, and they just let the ball go where it's supposed to go. They run the offense, and they don't really, you don't never really see somebody look like they really pressing to try to be the man. They kind of just all look like they trust Pope's offense. They trust his decision making. And I know everybody's probably seen all the videos now where, we had Pope in the huddle really doing some real live coaching. He's really giving these guys some game on the court, and that's what I feel like a lot of people was missing. And I'm not trying to take no shots at nobody. I'm trying to get away from even really paying attention to what they doing. I'm just stay focused on us. But I think it's been a pleasant surprise to see kind of how well Pope has adapted already. And his whole mentality, I think, is just rubbing off on the team because I feel like he's been saying from the jump how appreciative he is to be back in Rupp Arena. I think he made a comment where he said he's going to wear a suit every single game. And he may eventually, he may back off of this statement. But he said he felt like just being in Rupp Arena, like just to show respect for what this program's tradition is, he got to wear a suit. And I think that mentality, maybe he's just trying to get it to rub off on his players, to get his players to understand how, what type of a privilege it is to be here. But it seemed like it's working because I've seen some of the other guys talk. I think I seen Ortega, Owe, and might have been Garrison that was just speaking about, and maybe it was Almanor too, just talking about how appreciative they are to be at Kentucky, how much they love it here. And they're just going to become special players for this fan base because that's just what we've been missing. We've been wanting guys to talk like this. Yeah, we still want you to go pro. We still want you to have a great career after Kentucky, but we love it. I think I can speak for the majority of our fan base and say we love it now that we got guys that do at least make you feel like they playing for the name on the front of the jersey. And that's no disrespect to anybody that came before them because I believe that the majority of the players that was here was still, they were fighting and they was bleeding blue while they were here. They just, they had other agendas as well. And I'm not mad at them for that. But I love that this team's mentality just seems to be like one game at a time, stay humble, stay the course, and just I love that they seem to, when they have lesser opponents, they just step on their neck. Like they just put the foot on the gas, and they have been blowing all their opponents out, and they showed that even when they have stiff competition, that they're going to stay in it defensively, no matter if they shooting good or not, and they can put themselves in a position to win some games based off of their hard work and their defense. But anyways, we can wrap it up right there, guys. I'm loving what I'm seeing so far. Kentucky, Jackson State, 108-59, and like I said, we about to get tested here soon. The games are going to start getting tougher. We're going to start playing better opponents, and we already know what the SEC is looking like. The SEC is going to be a challenge. I think it's 8 or 9 teams that's ranked currently, so we're going to have our hands full on a nightly basis. But each and every game, I'm getting more and more confident that these guys are going to be just fine. We'll see how the tree leaves fall and where we end up. But right now, I'm loving it. But anyways, you guys let me know what you think. How do you feel about the state of the program in the beginning of the season? Have they impressed you? Have they been, about right where you expected? And also comment what you think about Cope's. I said Cope's. Comment what you think about Pope's coaching so far, and let me know how you feel about just some of the comments that you've heard from him and some of the players. We'll get back at it next time. Anyway, Sports and Discourse with Derek Stevenson.